have business with them. We have business but with their health. Because they thrive in your body, following my philosophy, because your body is unable to handle them. What we do is to identify why they thrive in your body. What makes them live there? Because every gem, every entity in your system identify, it only grow where there's death. And every particular gem identify its particular morbid in your system to grow there. That's why there are diseases that will grow only in your heart but will not grow on your lips, on your eyes, on your kidneys. Because they have their particular morbid there. They have diseases that will grow on your kidneys, some in your liver, and different parts because they have particular morbid in those areas that is their own food. So traditional medicine is bent on identifying the particular morbid to remove them, starve the gem, then raise your body energy, detox your entire system, raise your body energy. So our medicines are based on cleansing, detoxifying your blood, your lymphatic system, your blood cells, the tissues, the organs, and all the systems, cleaning them, detoxifying them, then pumping nutrients into your system, raising your body vitality, vigor, vim. Then you have now power to conquer. Because those gems only thrive and conquer you because you have lost so much energy over the years because of lifestyle. We come now to correct the errors, then pump energy, because life is all about energy. If you have energy in you, super vitality, if you like, let the 1 million COVID-19, COVID-20, COVID-50, COVID-100 enter your body, they become useless. Every bacteria enter your system, become useless. You drink poison, become useless. You smash poison, become useless. Snake bite you, become useless because of power. Because every disease has a frequency at which it operates. So all is based in cleaning you, raising your body frequency, then your body conquer the 1 million gem, not you looking for one you can use. So that is why in traditional medicine, you can combine just 5 herbs from one medicine, and that one medicine will cure about 50 diseases in somebody, if you understand the philosophy. But with orthodox medicine, you need about 10 medicines to cure one disease. But with traditional medicine, you need one medicine to cure 10 diseases. That is a difference, because our medicines go back to work indirectly through your immune systems to conquer disease.
Okay, to conquer disease. But no, so you are telling me that there is no place for research in a lab?
No, there's research.
Do you have?
And our research, we don't follow the orthodox protocols.
Okay.
It's traditional. Traditional medicine is defined as, I like to always quote the World Health definition of traditional medicine, or revisit the 1976 definition. Traditional medicine is defined as the sum total of all knowledge, practices, and experienced, lived, and used in the diagnosis, the prevention, or the alleviation of any physical, mental, social, or spiritual disequilibrium, and based exclusively on knowledge being handed down from generation to generation, either by word of mouth or through writing. There's a part there that is very interesting. It is based exclusively on knowledge being handed down. It means that it does not depend on laboratory proofs. It is based exclusively on knowledge handed down. Yeah, but it means that traditional medicine is based on knowledge tested and proven within time immemorial that it is good. Like your okomobong, do you carry your fufu corn, the cotton jamajama, the kati, to the lab to prove whether it's toxic, it's good for your health? Do you carry all the achu soup to the lab to test?
Are this part of
all the traditional, they are food, they are medicines. They are medicine. Do you carry it into the lab? You eat. Even the scientists, even our Orthodox doctors and all the prophet pastors, they eat all the ginseng, the bush pepper, and so on. Those are traditional medicine. They mix, but they label eat food. We also mix, but when label in medicine, the question. Because it is knowledge, tested and proven with time that is good. We don't go into adventure.
Doc, do you have a problem with Western medicine?
I have a big problem with Western medicine and religion. There are those who have placed Africans in darkness. Africans are suffering because of them. The Europeans who colonized, they used the system to brainwash Africans, degrade them from mother nature, and now they are suffering and perishing, living in pain.
Yeah, you are in Cameroon, you are in Africa. If Africans are not consuming what you're offering, should you blame the West? Is it not Africans who should look at what you are doing, how potent it is?
I'm a traditional doctor who has the gift and also trained and refined to operate as a traditional health practitioner. I was trained that to solve a problem, you look for the root cause. We don't look because the people have been derailed or they have derailed from the truth. We look for the root cause. What is the root cause of these people who have derailed from the truth? When you start digging, you see that religion is part of the root cause. The Orthodox medicine and their teachings part of the root cause. Okay. Those are the main root causes.
Yes, you say it is knowledge that is passed down.
Yes.
From generation to generation. Yes, but what if you received knowledge about something that never existed, or for something that is here, something that would not work for something that is yet to come? For example, maybe you were handed down knowledge in 2000 to solve a particular problem.
Yes.
2022, COVID-19 has come, and nobody has handed down anything to you. How do you research? Because you received that knowledge in the past, but now there are new challenges.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, notwithstanding what I'm saying, that knowledge handed down doesn't mean that we don't carry out research.
Okay.
That is why I say our own way of research is different. We carry out research. That is why I keep releasing. I have more than 250 different medicines in my medicine profile. Just in March, I launched 16 new medicines that I brought out. There are about 5 new medicines that are to be released in September, and not the first one will come out this. One will come out this week. That is research. Yes, thank you. Let me learn now.
Okay.
Yes. So, talking about COVID, I've earlier said there is no disease that is new in the surface of the earth. It's just politics. They come with these names and so on. That if it's a natural disease, there's a natural cure. If the disease doesn't have a natural cure, it means it's fabricated by the evil man. And even if it's fabricated, the best cure still lies in natural medicine.
When you produce this, where do you test it to be sure that it's going to work?
We don't deal with toxic plants. We deal with plants that have been tested and proven that they are good. And they are organic. They don't undergo electrovalent reactions. They undergo covalent reactions. Covalent reactions involve sharing. Those type of medicine, even you bring so many of them joined together, it doesn't produce something toxic. When you start dealing with things that either gain electrons or donate or receive, like those that undergo covalent reaction, electrovalent reaction, the chemicals and so on, that is where you start pairing things that react to form other chemical. You can convect, you can join 2 good chemicals, give you a poison. You can join 2 poison, give you something good. But we are dealing with organics that undergo covalent reactions. So they only pair. They pair electrons. So whether you bring 2 or 3, 5 good things and join, it doesn't give you a poison. So we are carrying out research. We have a way that cannot come and there's no scientist you bring on your platform here to be revealing their secrets, how they carry out their research. If you come to our center, you see the way we carry out our research, the way we do our testing, and so on. It is our secret. And people who want to know, they have to come and enroll and study and pay the way they pay when going to the Orthodox. You know, most people think that African traditional medicine is so cheap that they will just lure us and so on. At times, we just reveal our secrets to them. That period that used to go and deceive our parents in the village, come and give them 10 and so on, they just show you those things. That period has passed. Traditional doctors, they are becoming wiser and wiser each day. So people should not think we are.
But doctor, what's the relationship you have with hospitals? Do people come to you and you send them to go and do tests for this and that and that and that to be sure that, okay, they are sick of this? Are there times that you work on people and you cannot find cure and you send them to the hospital?
Yeah, I will work with not hospitals. Yeah, we work with individuals in the Orthodox field who have an open mind and they have a great insight in natural medicine. They understand how we operate. If you come to our center, we have laboratory managed by laboratory scientists, technicians. Most of the tests we conduct them in our centers because we are incorporating modern day technology in our centers. So we carry our diagnosis, we carry out one of the best diagnoses. Then there are some diagnoses when we don't have the apparatus or the technical know-how. We refer them to experts. Like I send patients, this one I can call the name because it's a government institution, so there's no advertisement here, to Centre Pasteur. Most of my patients for HIV and certain diseases, for more than 15 years, they have been doing their test, a viral load, CD4 there, even though they don't no longer carry out CD4 tests, they only do viral load tests. We have been doing it there. Most of my patients control them because they don't complicate. Once I send my patients, they conduct the test, don't complicate. But all the other hospitals, when they just see that somebody is from Dr. Fru, hey, they will just stop. No, you must start the normal process. Pass through our doctors. But in those big government hospitals, when I send my patients, when they just see Dr. Fru, they conduct their tests and they seal their envelope, they send them back to me. They don't complicate. It is only these regional hospitals and so on, and small hospitals around, private hospital, mission hospital, that I don't send to my people there because they're too complicated. That even those educating people against traditional medicine, campaigning because they have a lot of people sponsoring them from abroad and giving them kickbacks. But I have one of the best radiologists that I work with, which I don't want to be calling their names here. They have not paid for. Okay. Yes, in Boya, we have one of the best. I've been working with this doctor for close to 20 years. He's the one who has been doing my echographies for my patients. Another one in Bafusam. He's an expert. I send patients. He do very good, carry out very good echography. I have experts in Orthodox medicine that I work with. Yes.
Okay. You have experts, but your center has a lab. You do your research. Now, do you also work in anticipation that, okay, this bacteria, viruses, they mutate. So let us also start preparing for future distortions that may come up in the medical world.
Yeah, that is why I say we are coming up with new medications. Okay. Because, you know, there is a common saying that a forest where there's a lot of hunting, the animals develop new tactics, new ways to hide away from the hunter. A body that is being bombarded with drugs, with medicines, with vaccines every day, the diseases inside, the germ inside, they also mutate and develop new ways to resist these medications. And that is why each day we evolve in our knowledge, we evolve in our research, we evolve in what we bring out to use to tackle such situations.
You evolve.
Yeah, we evolve. The world is evolution. There's nothing that doesn't evolve.
You sit and do testing, trials, or you are revealed in the night to start working on something.
Oh, that is good. That is a nice one. Most of my medicines, most of my formula come out from revelations. For example, I just showed you a formula of a new medicine.
Okay, let's even talk about it.
Yes, the tree of life.
The tree of life. Yes.
That will come out in September. That is a medicine that he who does not believe in Dr. Fru will eat it. Even doctors in the hospital, pastor, prophet, even traditional doctor, everybody will go for it.
Okay. You say there is a formula.
The tree of life.
Let's have it on the screen. The formula of the tree of life. Yes. What's the
it has extra of more than 100 plants.
Okay.
Yes. The tree of life. Yeah, that is the formula. It's a scientific formula. You know, if you come to my production unit, you see a very big booklet. That is a booklet. If I collect that booklet from the hands of the person, the director of production, he will not be able to produce a single medicine. That is a booklet. Even tomorrow, Dr. Fru is not there. Things will still be going on as if Dr. Fru is alive. Everything is formula. Even our spiritual medicines are formula. Whether I'm there, I can stay for 1-2 months without passing through the production unit. Production is going on from 1st to 31st every day. They have the booklet and the formula of each medicine is there. Before they compose each medicine, they will handle that formula and they follow the formula to compose each medicine. So if I present a sachet of medicine here, it's a whole complex. For example, the tree of life. When you go into the tree of life, if you take, let me not limit to the tree of life. If you get a packet of my medicine, this is a little secret that I want my colleagues in traditional medicine to understand. You know, there are times people walk somewhere along the line, they say, oh, that man's medicine, they're no longer working again. They are spoiled. People have spoiled them. Because there's some secrets that they don't understand. You know, when I'm composing medicine, I first bring the diseases that I want to cure. I place in front of me. If there are 10 diseases I want that medicine to cure, I don't produce a medicine before looking for the disease that will cure. I bring the disease, put them down, then I start coming up on a formula that I will come up with one formula to cure all of those diseases. Then I ask questions. Why do these diseases thrive in people's body? What is the root cause? Is it just because they have accumulated waste in their system, they have too much dead mucus in the system, they have a lot of toxins in their system, their bodies are impaired, they lack vitality, vigor, vim? Is it that they are under curses? Is it that they are being manipulated by witches, evil spirits, and so on? Is it that when they keep the medicine at home, the medicine don't work, forces come and destroy them? Oh, I ask so many questions. When I ask those questions, then I'm able to come up with a gadget that will overcome all what brings disease and all what make medicine not to work in human beings. So a single medicine that I give, that is why people are surprised that they move around the world with diseases. Some are there for 20, 30 years. They come and give medicine just 2 weeks, 3 weeks, miracles happen. Diseases that have been treated for decades. Because the human body is so complex. That's why I laugh at those who spend their time doing culture and sensitivity. You will carry out culture and sensitivity on a microbe. It will show that a medicine will work on that microbe. But when you go into the human body, it does not work. The human body is a different world. It's made up of complex fluids, complex energies, complex things that even when the medicine enters the body, it features that thing that will even destroy the medicine before the medicine even works. There are people, they have a lot of things in their body that will block medicine from working. We call them inhibitors. You have natural and supernatural inhibitors. So when producing medicine, we take this into consideration. So a packet of medicine, if I say a product has 100 plants, it doesn't mean that those 100 plants are going directly to cure diseases. There are some plants inside just to protect the medicine from an evil eye. There are some plants inside just to make sure if the person is under spells or curses, it will remove the spells and cases. There are some plants inside just to make sure that if there is too much toxicity from bacteria, toxins, and so on, the medicine will neutralize all. There are plants inside just to make sure they remove the resistance. Then there are plants inside just to check that medicine to make sure that it's not harmful to the human system. These are little secrets that I want to help my people who are involved in production.
Yeah, many persons are confused here. Let me take one message so that you can clarify.
Yeah.
Good evening, doctor. In most cases, you always make people to believe that traditional medicines are the best rather than modern tablets. First, how do you test your herbs? And I know those leaves or bark of trees that you people use in cooking or frying them, right? And according to science, when those things undergo through such temperatures, its power is destroyed. So tell us, how are your herbal medicines compared to English medicines as you claim?
Yes, it's a good question, but it's still part of this ignorance that is existing outside. I asked one Orthodox doctor, he said, Dr. Fru, how can here one medicine cure so many diseases? I just opened only Moringa. I went back to scientific researches, what Moringa would do. There were more than 50 diseases that Moringa alone would cure. I say, okay, if I package Moringa here, I name these diseases that this medicine will help in the body. You question. But when I publish it, you believe. When I take purple leaf, I name about 50 diseases, or let me just say 30 that purple leaf will do. Nobody questions. But if I grind it and put in a packet, as I name only 2 diseases I will cure, they'll say, how can that one medicine cure up to 2 diseases? You see, it's ignorance. Great ignorance. But when we publish these herbs online, or scientists carry out research, and they say these herbs are rich in this, they will cure it, nobody questions. But when you grind it, put it in a packet, just imagine, like tree of life, say I have about 100 plants. Just one plant inside, there's a plant inside, we call it C99. C99 means that plant, wherever you see 99 means it cure without limit. It cure without limit. They're a product of extra from 100 plants. Do you know what it will do? But people with that question, the person asks, how do we test? I will ask the person a question. Yeah, my brother is a man, right?
Sure.
Yeah, my brother, or is he a sister? How do you test to know that the food you eat is rich in nutrients that will make you live? Because you are living not because of medicine, you are living because of food. Why did you believe in that food? You would have been asking questions before you eat the food that is rich in vitamins, the nutrients, the minerals, and so on that sustain your life. Why do you just eat them? You just swallow that, chew everything, swallow the equine, you swallow the poo fish, you eat the Kwakugo Bible, you eat the kati. Why didn't you ask questions? Whether they have been research, how do they research to know that this thing will provide you nutrients before you eat? The animals in the wild, they just eat the grass, the sheep, they eat the grass, it gives them the nutrients, no doctor cures them and so on. Why haven't you asked them, why do they just eat the grass and they are feeling fine? It's just because you people block your heads. You don't follow my lectures. I've said natural medicine does not go to attack bacteria, virus, and parasite. Natural medicine goes but to detox. You are only sick because of 3 fundamental factors. 1, because there are toxins in your body. There's morbid in your system. 2, you are short of vim, vigor, vitality. Then the next one is because you lack light energy, you lack super energy in your body. If you can detox your system, pump in nutrients in your system, supply the energy you need, all diseases in your body supply. Anyone who can produce a medicine, just one medicine that will remove accumulated waste in the system, such as morbid, remove dead mucus, because diseases grow on dead mucus in your body. Remove dead mucus in your system, clean your blood, your lymphatic system, your lymph system, then detox the cells, both internally and externally, then supply nutrients to the system, super nutrients to the system, then all diseases will disappear. That is a secret. If you can produce one medicine that can do all of that, detox the system, remove morbid, then supply energy, vim, vigor, give vitality to the system, all the 1 million diseases that some people spend years in school studying will disappear. Even a child, from one child, or a primary school people that understand this secret will cure what even doctors that have spent years in school will not cure. Because why people will spend that time looking for microbes to kill, you will just go and clean what microbes live on in your body and diseases disappear. Because microbes live but on waste in the system. And people will ask, what is waste? Most of what we eat today are food for microbes. Sugars, sugary products, all the sweetened drinks, all the refined foods and so on. That is dead. That is what breeds microbes. That's why in the laboratory, if you want to do culture, you prepare the medium or the media or the agar. You have to use sugar there. You sweeten it for microbes to grow. If you don't produce a very good culturing media, germ don't grow. To show that germ don't just grow everywhere. germs grow, but where they find their food. So if germs are growing and proliferating in your system, I mean multiplying your system, it means your system has a lot of food for them. It has dirt.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Liu and Doctor. I wish to know if doctor can treat hyperthyroidism. Thanks. Okay. I don't know what that is. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I'm enjoying the program. Take 5 grass and prepare medicine that cure many illnesses, and go ahead to say 100 medicines can be solved from a grass. Dennis is writing from I'm Dennis writing from Bomono. Yes, but how you say Tree of Life is going to cure more than 100?
It's a panacea.
It's a panacea.
Yes,
okay.
People just have the first aid. You have any problem, you take. You take anything toxic or poisonous, you take in neutralize. People who have bad nightmares, sleep, spiritual husband, whatsoever as they call them, you take. Somebody say will harm you, is what or what. That is the power is too much. You take. It has way that people even use in their soaps to wash, to bathe. They can put in water to bathe. They can put in their rubbing oil. You leak, you use, you can spread in environment to keep the environment free from evil.
Tree of Life.
Tree of Life.
You received that name from the Spirit?
It's an inspiration.
Okay.
Revelation. The Tree of Life.
Tree of Life. It was in the Garden of Eden, eh?
Where as
Garden of Eden, natural. Yeah. You have one in
the Garden of Eden is in our heads. Yes. It's not a physical garden somewhere. The Garden of Eden is in our head.
When you say it's a panacea, what's...
It means that it's a cure without limit. You just use for any problem. Where there's no doctor.
Okay.
You just use. You can start using it before even looking for an expert somewhere to help you for an expert. You have any problem, you just use. Without limit. A snake bites you, you start using it. You take anything toxic, you start using it. You have attacks, you use it. Somebody threatening you that will harm you, will cause you harm, you start leaking.
But doctor, it's not yet here.
It will be out by inside this week. The week begins today, Sunday. Sunday is the first day of the week. So this week, the medicine will be out.
Doctor, it's not been tested already, or spiritual?
I've been consuming it for the past 1 year.
Okay.
Testing it. Most of the time, I'm the first guinea pig. There's no medicine I give out without consuming it even for long. Before I brought out Try Me, the miraculous powder, I consumed it for more than 3 years. Then I use it in my home. It performed miracle before I decided to bring it out.
Okay.
So the Tree of Life is already out. Even people around me are already consuming it. And they're giving testimonies.
No.
So somebody talk about hyperthyroidism. It's a overactivity of the thyroid gland.
Okay.
Yeah, so if the person has any complaint concerning that, it's not something we'll come and be talking about it here. Yes, they come and consult for that.
Okay. Doctor, when you gather these leaves, how do you get to know a combination to cure a particular illness? Because I know modern medicine are prepared, tested before administering on patients, or do you use your mystical eyes to know? Just take note. You answer to some. Yes. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I admire your program. Please ask Dr. Fru that what advice will you give a person smoking cigarettes or weed a lot? What help can you give that person too with regards to your medicines and counsels to stop the situation? Yeah,
with the cigarette smoking, I have a medicine that people stop cigarette smoking. In 1998, when I used to move, 1996, 97, I used to move around the country, putting leaves and lecturing from town to town, writing books people were buying. There's a medicine that I used to call Magic Solution. The people went and started pirating it. These guys who move around. I changed the name to Belebon Kind. The medicine disappeared. I brought after 5 to 6 years. I brought it back last year after it has gone out of the market for about 6 to 7 years. The medicine is available. They call it Belebon Kind. Anybody want to stop cigarette smoking? You just go and get it. When you feel like to smoke, just take a bit and lick and light your cigarette. You'll be throwing, nobody will ask you to throw. When I used to move with that medicine, I'll perform miracle. I'll ask anybody who is smoking, they'll buy their cigarettes. I say, light it. I will give a bit. They will drink. I say, like everywhere you find people throwing cigarettes. So anybody want to stop cigarette smoking, you go to any of my center, you get belly bomb kind. It will help you because cigarette smoking is one of the leading cause of cancers in the world. Okay. And even when you buy cigarette on the packet, it is spelled boldly that it is dangerous for your health. So that you should never take them to court if it destroys you to claim that you didn't see. That is why it's very big, bold. And we see it and we consume.
Does it also work for weed?
Yeah, weed is different from cigarette, but it depends who prescribe it for you. If you go to America, weed is being prescribed by doctors. There's a dose prescribed, it's legalized there. But in African continent, it's not yet legalized. But in Europe, if you go to America, it's legalized. A dose that people take.
Okay, in some states.
Yeah, for health reasons. And people use it for health reasons because it's just that we don't all want to tell the health reason because, you know, we play a lot with the minds of the people. And if we give the health reason openly, many people can fall into it and misuse it and start behaving in the society, causing trouble.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Lewane. A special greetings to Doctor. I'm overwhelmed with the program today. It's so educative and we learn every day. The doctor said mixing a concoction of maybe 5 different herbs may cure about 50 different illnesses, correct? But on the other hand, can't you see that some herbs might cause or provoke other illnesses in the body? Yes, I know you.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. Some herbs may provoke other illnesses depending on who is involved. That is why you don't just see any person to give you herbs. You need an expert, not somebody who learn it in school. You meet an expert. Our past in the village, they have a mastery of herbs more than people who go and say they study plants, I don't know, they call it phytomedicines and so on. The book is different from practicals. You can read those things in book and you come out, you'll not be able to cure even malaria. Our parents, the past in the village who cannot even read and write, they master herbs, Okay. They master herbs. Okay. Then somebody asked, how do we compose our medicine, whether we are using our mystical powers or we study and so on. We use a lot together. When I'm driving, if you come close to me, you meet my collaborators. They'll tell you that many times I just stop somewhere along the road. I have to look for a paper to put down things that I get through revelations. I cannot count how many times I jump out from sleep, put on the lights to put down something. There are days that when I'm stubborn, I don't get up, the knowledge will disappear and will hardly come again. You see, we are deeply connected to Mother Nature. So the universe communicates with us all the times. I see what I want to see. If I pray today that I want to see about something, I see it. I want to know what is happening in Cameroon, I will see it. I send visions to people all over the world every day. So if I want to, there's a plant. At that time too, I'm very stubborn. There's a plant that was showed to me that was about 16 years ago that I should use it to cure HIV/AIDS. That plant, I've never seen any doctor use it. So I was afraid there are certain insects that like to eat that plant. So I was skeptical. So I went and met one of my colleagues who is a Muslim. I asked whether he has been using this plant. And he told me, see, that plant cures with that limit. That they use the root. He even started telling me about the spiritual power of the roots. But it was sure, I've not even started using the plant, that I should use it to cure HIV/AIDS. But I'm using others that have gotten revelation and I'm getting the results. Okay. There are many of them. So we use our intuition, creativity. You see, there are a lot of problems that we have. People who are too educated, their intuition is blocked. People who go too much in school, spend their life in school, they don't create. That is why if you go around, anybody who doubts should start investigating today. If you go around all over Africa, people who are inventing are school dropouts. People making computers, inventing and so on are people who stop halfway. Even not only in Africa, go even to Europe. People are inventing are people who didn't spend most of their time in school. They drop, after some time, after invention, before they proceeded. You see, when you go too much into studies, that's why you take programs. People don't know the meaning of programs. So program means you are going to be programmed. They are programmed to a level that their intuition is blocked and they become intellectuals. Now they are only quoting what their books tells them. They don't receive messages from the universe. But they don't ask questions that the first person that got that knowledge got it from where? Got revelation from the universe. The first person to start producing computer, learning with school, phones, cameras, television, everything in the world, the first person that starts it got the knowledge from where? From the universe. The person connects to higher powers in the universe. Get revelation. People like us, we use more of our intuition. That is where revelation comes. If you know how to use it, you use it. People can open their pineal gland to receive it. Just that we have used a lot of fluoride. And people use all the toothpaste that have fluoride. All their pineal gland is blocked. They cannot even get revelation again. In my house, they don't use anything that have fluoride. They don't use those things that go and block your pineal gland, what they call the third eye, pineal gland. They don't teach it in school. All those who study brain to know that there's what they call forbidden knowledge. You will learn about the cerebrum, medulla oblongata, the pituitary gland, all the different parts of the brain, but they will never teach you about the pineal gland. It's a secret. Only those of us in medicine will study about that part. That is the part of wisdom, the part of revelation, the seat of the soul. So people are able to use that part. They get information from the universe and they create. So people like us, we get a lot of revelation because we are attached to Mother Nature. And Mother Nature identifies us as people who love her. So they favor us a lot because Mother Nature doesn't favor people who criticize nature.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Leo. I wish to find out from Dr. Fru, how does he start detoxifying somebody's system who is already sick of malaria and the parasite is draining the blood? Before you start to detoxify, would the person not die of malaria? Secondly, how does he know the active ingredients in the drug in order to know the dosage to give to the patient? You just take note to some of them, because if we have to look at
this one is still the question from brainwash. The person is asking funny question. It's not everybody that has. I can stay for 5 years without having malaria, but if you take my blood to the lab every day, maybe you see malaria parasite. I've earlier said it's not having those things in your body that is a problem. It's lacking the energy to conquer them. That is the problem.
Okay.
That is why, sorry, let me come because it's very important. That is why you see during exams, many students fall sick of malaria. Does it mean that the exams inject malaria parasite in them? No. They stress their systems and their system lost vitality, and the malaria, that parasite that was there, overshadowed, kept intact by their immune systems. When the immune system drops, the malaria comes up, the parasite comes up. So everything is all about power. I keep saying this, people don't understand. Leave me about, spare me with those active ingredients. Those are for children. For children.
Okay.
We talk about active ingredients.
Good evening, sir. Please, doctor, do you cure bilateral hydrosalpinx? Okay. This one says
that is blocked tubes that have water inside or blocked. Yes. Those are complaints that we get every day. You know, they call terms that they don't understand. When you go and do echography, you see all of that.
Okay. Good evening, doctor. I'm called Maxell. I'm located in Banga. Please, I wish to ask if I have been walking in the bush for a long time and my system is not working well. When a woman gives birth to a child and she have pain in her stomach. If you want to talk to doctor, please, I'm sure his numbers are there. I'll read out what needs clarification for the interest of everybody. Good evening, Mr. Leo. Please, I wish to find out from Dr. Fru if he cures the skin infection called condyloma. Okay, can you people just write directly to doctor? This one is, hello, please can doctor throw more lights on the cigarette issue? Does he mean the person will stop smoking completely or only with the aid of the medication? I was thinking after some time the person might stop it completely or he will keep taking it. In this case, my question is for how long should he be taking the stuff? Okay. Good evening, Dr. Fru. Please, can you help a man addicted to masturbation? I'm Ginny, writing from Yaoundé. Good evening, Mr. Leo. I'm so pleased with the teachings and explanations of his healer, Dr. Richard Fru. Many are finding it difficult to understand because so many have been brainwashed, and the only way out is to unlearn to relearn. One thing people need to understand is that natural medicine is divine, holistic, and has the ability to cure a wider spectrum of diseases without limitations. Congratulations to Dr. Fru for his endless efforts in helping humanity.
Thank you, Mr.
This is Dr. Isidore,
Okay,
a holistic doctor in modern traditional medicine in Bamenda. Good evening to you. This is Ndonwi George from Yaoundé. Dr. Fru is a good healer. I think it's time the government harmonizes traditional medicine and enacts a law to enforce its practice as most African countries have done. Modern medicine produced by pharmaceutical companies from the West is a means to drain Africans financially. Okay. Bonsoir. Okay. Bonsoir aussi à vous. Merci pour le travail. Merci pour toi aussi. Yes, doctor, do you have any...
Yeah, like the one, somebody asked whether is he to be taking the medicine continuously. I was so pleased that I have a family person. The person is now in the States, working in the States. The person told me that I went to one top official office in Cameroon. I met a top government official. The person said, "Oh, thanks. I stopped cigarette smoking." Okay, the person said, "I stopped cigarette smoking thanks to Dr. Fru's medicine." And she was very inquisitive. He said, "Which medicine?" He said, "One medicine like that they call Belebon Kankan." That he heard about it from a friend and went and bought it because it's over-the-counter medicine. And he no longer smoked. Each time you feel like to smoke, you just lick the medicine and then you light your cigarette and be smoking. Nobody will even ask you to throw it. Each time you feel like to smoke, you light it, you eat it before you smoke. Somewhere along the line, you start losing the taste of cigarette. To the extent that when you force it, you even vomit. And the day you vomit, you just hate cigarette. Even the smell will give you nausea. You don't want to even carry cigarette again. That's how it works.
Okay.
Yes.
So
it's a miraculous medicine. It's a medicine that we use it to do so many things. The Belebon kind is also a panacea. It's medicine that the people taught me in Yoruba land in Lagos.
Okay.
They said, "Dr. Fru, if you can decide and leave every medicine in this way and depend on this, you become a millionaire."
Okay.
And that medicine did a lot from 1995, 96, 97, 98, 99, 2000, 2001, right to mid-2000. It did a lot in Cameroon.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Leo. How can one get the medicine to detoxify, clean, and energize the body? Get to Dr. Fru through the numbers on the screen, please. Please, Mr. Leo, tell Dr. to answer my question. He hasn't. Okay. Doctor, when you gather these leaves, how do you get to know a combination to cure a particular illness? Because I know modern medicines are prepared, tested before administering on patients. Do you use your mystical eyes to know?
I think I've answered that. Wait, let me still answer. Maybe the person didn't follow. Yes, my dear, I said we don't go into adventure. You know, there are people who carry out adventure on plants. They just go into the bush, like the so-called scientists, get into plants and start carrying them to the lab. They don't know whether they are medicinal or what, to start carrying out adventure, research, testing, and so on. Traditional medicine is based on knowledge tested and proven within time immemorial that they are good. We deal with plants already proven that they are good. Just like your okongobong, your bitter leaf, your arrow, and your jangsang, your jamanjama, huckleberry, your bush pepper, all of those things that we use, the plants we use around, bitter leaf, water leaf, fever grass, the mango leaf, they have been proven with time immemorial that they are good. That is why even an orthodox doctor, even anybody just rushing into the when they have malaria, they have a fever grass, they have a mango leaves, have a guava leaf, they just box in the pot, put water using their intuition, because when you are cooking your food, that's why people need to be intuitively developed. When you see people who cook food, who are intuitively developed, they don't have fixed ratio when they are preparing food. They don't say they have to take 2 liters of water for this soup, then 2 grams of salt, this. They just put the water, use their intuition, measure quantity of water, measure quantity of arrow, measure quantity of bush pepper, just carry the salt, no measurement, just use intuition, the quantity, and pinch and drop, and they give a perfect soup. That's how traditional medicine operates, because we are not dealing with poisons. It is orthodox medicine that deals with chemicals, toxic chemicals, that they have to carry out wonderful research for years. Start from animals, then go to other things before coming to the human being to see micro dosages that can put in the macro being, so that micro dose will kill by a microbe, not the macro being. But if you mistakenly take a macro quantity, it will kill the macro organism. Orthodox medicines are toxic substances which, when consumed when a microorganism takes a micro quantity, it will kill a microbe in that organism. But when taken in a macro quantity, it will kill the macroorganism. But a natural medicine deal with plants, which will give you the quantity of arrow to eat. You can eat and eat and eat. You just have your instincts and so on. They tell you that it's okay. And your food will not poison you. But when you are dealing with toxic things, you take more than prescribed dose, it kills you. But natural medicine, if they say eat 1 teaspoon, you eat even 3, 4, 5, it will not kill you. But it can give some, maybe if they are very potent plants, they can shake you a bit, but they will not kill you. And it depends on who is giving you, whether it's an expert. So you see, it's food. You know, I earlier said people should not be confusing between drugs and medicines. Medicines come from medicine men. I am a medicine man. It's only medicine men that give medicine. The orthodox doctors give drugs. They are physicians. It's just that people just misappropriate the word medicine. It's only medicine men that give medicine. You know, our people have been so brainwashed that when you say a medicine man, they think you are an evil person. They say medicine man means juju man. So medicines, the quantity is not over standardized. Even though we have dosages and so on, they are not too standardized. That is why you can sit in front of me. I use my intuition. You have malaria. You are A with malaria, B with malaria, C with malaria. I will give the same message. I say you take half glass 3 times a day. The next person will say take 1 glass 3 times a day. The other person will say you should take 4 glasses 3 times a day. Okay. Depending on who is in front of you, you use your intuition, you send energy into that person, they receive information, then you do clinical diagnosis, everything. They incorporate with laboratory diagnosis like those of us operating like modern doctors. You combine all of that. Then there are so many other things you take into consideration. The person's psychology, the forces controlling the person inside and outside. You take all of that, then you know what to place the person on. So bringing 5 plants to treat people is bringing 5 plants that are edible. Okay. 5 edible plants. Good evening. Organic.
Good evening, Mr. Liu. Ask doctor whether he can treat facial stroke and glaucoma. I'm writing from Bamenda. Gladys is writing from Bamenda. Gladys, doctor's numbers are on the screen. Can you just write to him and tell him, hello, evening, Mr. Liu. You have a nice program with Dr. Fru. I want to ask whether he has herbs that can cure headache that affects eyes. I'm writing from far north. It's Michael. I'm sure he can. Good evening, doctor. I'm feeling his teaching. Please, doctor, I'm weak in sexual activity. What can be the cost and cure? I'm writing from Limbe. It's George. That one is not good. Good evening, Mr. Liu. Dr. Fru, how can you cure kata shit for Pekin? Okay. Please, his numbers are there. Can you just write to him? Okay.
Those are common questions that I've been talking about them for decades.
The pineal gland is a small pea-shaped gland in the brain. Its function isn't fully understood. Researchers do know that it produces and regulates some hormones, including melatonin. Melatonin is best known for the role it plays in regulating sleep patterns. Sleep patterns are also called circadian rhythms. Emmanuel is writing from Bamenda. He says you should throw more light on that. I don't know.
Yeah, that gland they don't teach in school. It's a forbidden fruit. That is the Garden of Eden.
Okay, good evening, Mr. Leo. Please, the doctor should say a word about masturbation, whether he has something to stop the addiction. Joseph is writing from Kumba. Okay, Joseph, good evening to you. Doctor has taken note. Let me take one or two messages and then he will answer. Hello, doctor. Good evening. Please, nice to see you. Long time. Please help me with this problem. I have not been able to sleep for a month today. Help me out, okay? Good evening to you, Leo. I love the program. Doctor, where can I get your product in Yaoundé? It's a chariot writing from Yaoundé. Can you? His number is there. Just call him or write him on WhatsApp.
Yeah, it is called the number. You should not call at night.
Okay.
You just keep call at the appropriate time.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Leo. I'm enjoying the program. Wish to ask the doctor what to do when the liver is infected. Okay. Hello, Mr. Leo. It's my heart desire to have twins or even more. Is there any possibility? Chi Awa is writing from Yaoundé. Mr. Leo, wish to know from Dr. Fru if it is possible to reverse menopause. Thanks. Okay. Good evening, Mr. Leo. Handsome Adams from Street 2. What is enlarged terminal vesicle and do you treat it? Stop calling. Don't call this number. Just send a text and I will read it out, please. Good evening, Mr. Kum and Dr. Fru. I love your program. I want to ask Doctor, which medicine can I use to cure gastric? I've suffered for it for so long. Writing from Limbe. Yes, Doctor, some persons have asked some questions. I don't know. Stop the call, please.
Yes, you know, most of what they are asking whether I can cure symptoms. Mm-hmm. You are stooling catarrh blood, it's just a symptom that you have a disease in your stomach. Mm-hmm. You are having headache, it's just a symptom. You are having glaucoma, eye problems, it's just a symptom. You are having all those things they name, they are not really the disease, they are just symptoms telling you that your health is not in good shape. Mm-hmm. Yeah, then another person asks about menopause. Mm-hmm. If it's a natural menopause, you cannot reverse it. Mm-hmm. It's natural. It's just like you ask whether somebody can reverse OH. But if it is a false menopause due to diseases or due to manipulations, we reverse them. Let me just give you a testimony. Something that happened about 10 years ago. A lady consulted me from US. She had so many fibroids in her stomach, and somebody directed her that I'm the one who can cure those fibroids without her going in for operation, because she has first of all gone in for about 4 operations. So she took flight, came to Cameroon. She came. I was not in Boya. She called. I was in Bamenda. She had to follow to Bamenda, consulted there. Then I sent her to somebody in Bafoussam who does ecography very well. And the person did the ecography and confirmed what it was being, the other ecography she brought from US. So I placed her on treatment. She took the medication, 3 months medication to dissolve fibroids. She went abroad. She was 56 years old. She entered menopause at the age of 46. She didn't have any child. So she came before treatment for fibroid. When she took the treatment, after about a month, she called me that she's bleeding. Hey, that means it causing her to bleed. She was afraid. I said, okay, just monitor to see if the bleeding persists. You get back to me and I will tell you what to do. Then after some time, she called again, say, the thing look like menses. So I said, menses in 56 years, you are 56 years, menses stopped 46 when you were 46. Now you are 56. Then she continued the treatment. After about 5 days, the bleeding stopped. The next morning again, the bleeding started again. And that is when she discovered that was menses. She took the treatment for 3 months. After some time, the menses started coming regularly. Then after some time, it stopped. She called me that the menses has stopped. Then I said, okay, let's just see. It's good to go and conduct ecography. We'll see how far the fibroid are gone. She went and everything has disappeared. But the ecography showed that there's something, it looked like a baby in her womb. She couldn't believe. She was so excited. And she kept, within a short period, doing so many ecographies. And it ended up that she was pregnant. And she was married to one old white man. The man was no longer sexually active, but very rich, and was taking care of her, but gave her permission that she can go and enjoy herself outside. And we arranged, and she hid, just a secret, she hid the pregnancy from the man and played tricks. No women can hide something. and an old man too will not recognize. And until she gave birth, without the man she living with, the old white man, then paid people they were taking care of the nurses, they were taking care of the child. And when the child was 3 years old, she brought the child to Cameroon and took her from the airport and welcomed her. And the child is already big in Cameroon. So you see, she entered forced menopause. After 10 years, her menses came back and she got pregnant. Those are miracles that happen. We have thousands of miracles everywhere. So it depends if the menopause is natural or is caused by disease or other factors.
Okay.
Yes.
Please ask the doctor if
they're all what people are asking. All the other ones, they are just symptoms of disease. It's just like in my office every day. When I'm consulting, I always weep because I see what is really bad. People come with eye problems, and all their life they spend the eyes seeing doctors, eye doctors. They keep treating eyes instead of looking for what is causing the eye problems. 2 weeks ago, I think about 3 weeks ago, a woman came to consult in my place in Boya. She said, "Doctor, it's what you did to one of my sons that convinced me that this complex problem that I have, you will cure it." That my son was booked to be operated, the 2 eyes with glaucoma. And somebody said, "Go and see Dr. Fru." She came, I conducted tests because the son has chronic syphilis, chronic chlamydia, and so on. Then with filaria. I gave only medicine to drink, and the cataract disappeared. They went back again to the doctor. They never found any cataract, and no operation was done till today. The child is fine. So you see, people have eye problem. Instead of looking for the cause of the eye problem to cure so that eye should clear, they spend their time treating eye. That is where people are suffering and perishing in the world.
What is the medicine?
There are people who have even come to me blind. I only give medicine they drink.
What's the medicine for eyes?
It depends on the cause of the eye. In my study, I told you that I studied with the Indian board. I have a doctorate in natural medicine. So I'm a teacher who can teach medicine in any school, any university in the world.
Yes, I was there when...
Yes, so I'm talking like a professional. You know, the Indians are very good in medicine. Every eye problem, 99% of people who suffer eye problems, the problem generates from the small intestine or the blood or both. And anyone who will trace the cause of the problem, cure by the intestines and the blood, the eyes will clear off. Not spending time treating eyes.
Okay. Now,
and not looking for the cause of the eye problems.
Yeah, but we're talking about the health of people here,
yes.
Doctor. But you know that when I ask you, you tell me that even our profession, the journalism profession, has been invaded by quacks.
Yes.
I know so many persons who are now calling themselves doctors, who have shops around selling medicine, who
everywhere, in parks, marketplaces.
Almost, yes, I know them.
Yes.
These are persons who maybe have just noticed how to buy this and that. But
No, they're common. They're common.
But because they also talk like you do now to people that I'm a doctor and we have been existing, we received this revelation, and
they are common. And they are everywhere. If you go, people who are even sewing only shoe, you have apprentices who just get up, they are not experts and they start sewing shoe. People who are even in hospitals, some bought their way to the school of medicine, they come, they are causing trouble here and there, operating people, abandoning blades in the stomach. They're everywhere, people are dying, even the mortuaries are full in the hospital. You go even traditional medicine, is there, they are common everywhere. For example, I've written to some managers of some stations. There are programs running in some stations in Cameroon until I told them that the day the government will start disturbing us traditional medicine, then it is a problem because they keep passing, people don't master health. There's one guy passing programs over radio, is some radios in Boyak. He said every disease, fungi. You say you are curing chlamydia, syphilis, and then fungi. Fungi is which one? No, everything is fungi. Menopause is fungi. All eye problem is fungi. Dysentery is fungi. All viral infections are fungi. When you cure fungi, you get well. Just imagine somebody destroying what we have spent years to build. But the person doesn't know that instead, fungi only grow on tissues that have diseases. When cured by the disease, fungi grow. When fungi is grown on your skin, like ringworm, eczema, It means that either you have used bad oils that are causing dead cells and the fungi are growing on decaying cells. If fungi are growing too much in your system, it means there's too much disease in your system. You have lost energy, the accumulated waste, sugars, and so on. Or you have chlamydia, syphilis, there are so many bacteria or toxins. You flush, but those clean the system and fungi disappear without you even using medicine for fungi. But the guy is saying that you cure by the fungi, that all the other diseases don't exist, is fungi. How can you be curing by what can because your body has a problem instead of curing the problem for fungi to disappear? Okay. So you see, these people don't master her and they go spreading information that cause intellectual to discredit traditional medicine. They are there. But we keep educating people. People will now understand who is doing the right thing. And we try by all ways to get to some of these people to also try to caution them. Okay.
Please ask doctor if he has a cure for high blood pressure. If yes, then also ask him if it's a one-off treatment or you need to take it for life, like the conventional medications. Please just get straight to doctor. I know that many of you are writing, but his numbers are there. Just write to him straight. Good evening, Mr. Leo. Good evening, Mr. Leo. I wish to know whether you can treat someone who is suffering from night dreams. This happens as a result that he was given bad money. Okay, that is more spiritual.
Those are common problems that we only prescribe medicine people buy, and those who see stop. They are the easiest for us.
Okay. Happy Sunday. We really appreciate the good work you did to cover. Okay. Good evening, Mr. Luna. This program, I'm really learning a lot. The explanations from doctor are really good. I want to ask doctor why traditional medicine don't have expiring date. Some of these medicines stay in the counter for long, and when you open, the scent is not friendly, yet it's still given to patients. Sumbele Kevin is writing from
it's true.
from Konsaba. Yes.
Yeah, I think I can help there. Yes, yeah, it's true. That is why I say we need to hold, I would say, whether seminars with most traditional doctors to educate them on how to better preserve traditional medicines. And that is why if you go through my medicine, you see that 99.9999% are in powder form. I hardly have liquid medicines. My medicine, the best way to preserve natural medicine is to deactivate them, make the medicine innate. Innate means you put them into a situation that no biological reaction can take place. And how do you make them innate? You make them innate by drying them under appropriate conditions to preserve their energy. Because there are certain conditions you dry traditional medicine, they lost their energies, they lost vitality, and there are some ways that when you dry them, the potency is still increased, because even during the process of drying them, they capture energy from the sun, the moon, the stars, from the earth inside them, and their potency increases. And there are some plants too, when you instead dry them, they lose potency, it depends. So, but you dry them, make them innate, because biological reactions only take place in the presence of liquid or water. So you remove all water from the plants and make them innate, and you preserve them. As long as they stay under warm, dry conditions, they are fine. They only get expired. Chemicals get expired. You will not know that they're expired. You will not know when salt is expired, sugar is expired, or tablets are expired. But you can easily know when a natural thing expires. It ferments. It ferments, get rotten, start smelling. If you keep your soup, you don't need a scientist to come and tell you when that soup is bad. You prepare your food, you don't need a scientist to come and tell you when the food is bad. When it is bad, it ferments, mold will grow there, or it starts smelling. That is how you know if a traditional medicine, organic medicine is bad. It's different from chemicals. Chemicals don't get rotten, they don't ferment, they don't smell. So it's different. That's why I say natural medicine is different from orthodox medicine, the synthetic medicine.
Someone says he has not been able to sleep for a month.
Yeah, the person who has not been able to sleep, I will advise the person to come and consult. I've consulted people for three months. Even 1 minute, the person was unable to close the eyes. But I discovered there was a spiritual problem. They just called me, and I just asked my people to place them on my healing deliverance formula. And they just prescribed their soap to bathe, that this, they placed on the formula. The person went and used it just within 1 week and started sleeping like a baby.
Okay.
So some are negative energy, some are maybe the system is overstrained. You know, like one person talk about melatonin. Melatonin, yes, it is a hormone that is secreted in the brain that cause people to sleep. Then you have serotonin that is to keep you awake. Some people can't sleep because most of the time we always advise people to stop watching the screen 2 hours before bedtime, or their phones 2 hours before bedtime. The people have problem when you overstay on your phone, on your screen. It creates impression in the brain that you are still in the day, and their brain will keep producing more serotonin, which keeps you awake. It is darkness that causes the brain to produce melatonin. It's that melatonin that causes you to sleep. It relaxes your system. Melatonin is a relaxing hormone that relaxes the system and then causes you fall in sleep. That is why we ask people to sleep in darkness or very dim light. And there are some colors that you can use. Very dim light. If you sleep under light and you open your eyes, it creates an impression that you are still in the day, and serotonin will be secreted and it keeps you awake. But if you sleep in dark conditions or in very dim, under dim light, it creates an impression that it is night time, and more of a melatonin will be secreted that relaxes your system and cause you to fall asleep.
Okay.
So people don't have sleep, something obstructed the production of enough melatonin.
So many persons are writing the Dr. Fru's numbers are there. Just write to him straight away. He's going to answer you guys. Doctor, we have just 2 more minutes to go.
Yes.
You say there are some other products that are in line to come and help?
Yes, we brought out some products, even though we have not started informing the public the way we are supposed to inform them. In March, we launched, there were supposed to be 21 products. We launched 16. Mm-hmm. Yes, 16 products. Maybe over this program, maybe I will make the society to know, be aware of these products that we brought out. They're wonderful products. We have brought products for problems that we have been requesting for more than 20 years. We didn't have them, but now we have come up with the products that will work young girls, boys, men. It will help them everything, even bodies, structure, everything that they want. We have come up with those products. Then there's the new product, which I said everybody should do everything to have this product. Tree of Life, that is coming out before the end of this week. Mm-hmm. When it comes out, I say everybody, I encourage, I'm not forcing people, but I'm educating people, and the choosing will go in for it.
You say it's going to be a panacea?
It's a panacea. Mm-hmm. Wow. Hey, the product is just wonderful. All the people are complaining of spiritual husband, spiritual wife, and so on. You just lick it, everything stop. All the people say they are being manipulated by witches in their village and so on. You even spring the powder in your room, no witch will pass. You just say whether you have cancer, you have this disease, whether it's AIDS or HIV or this one. It just has so many ways to use it. You can even use to make your skin scrub. You put in your rubbing oil or bathing soap, put in water and bathe to remove negative energy. It just has so many ways that professionals, I will encourage even traditional doctors to have to use that professional works with. There are some ways that you can use it that is only professionals that we're aware of. But those that are that we need to expose for the common man, they are in the booklet, in the leaflet that you get in the medicine, that you use it to solve any problem. It's a medicine that even you always stand it where you put it, no negative energy passes around that environment. Okay,
doctor, we want to say thank you for coming. Lots and lots to discuss. We hope to create more opportunities to discuss more. I know so many persons are not fully satisfied. They would have loved to listen again to other things developed by you, and also wishing that you answer their questions. But those of you who think that doctor needs to answer your questions, write to him on that using the phone numbers on the screen, please.
Then I advise that they should not call me on odd time. Don't call me at night. Don't call me before 8 a.m. in the morning. I'll not pick. Call me after 6 p.m. I'll hardly pick. Call me during. I'm getting old. I'm getting tired. I've overworked for getting to 30 years. Working every day. Okay. So people should not call me on odd hours. Okay. I'll not pick.
Okay. Thank you, doctor, for coming. We also want to say thank you to you, Eli and Desmond, for producing this program, and to all of you who took time off to watch the program. Stay blessed. Bye-bye.